boundless. On.
Good morning. It's good to be with you again on our program Summit. It's our midweek edition of the program. You're welcome. My name is Jumoke Michaels. Banji.
Jumoke, good morning. Today is the 30th day. Jumoke, good morning.
Good morning.
Not too sure you joined us in the 30-day fasting. As close as we are, you only wish me well. But today is the 30th day, and tomorrow will be the 1st of Shawwal. The NSCI, that's Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, has actually come out with a directive that tomorrow is Salah Day. So Muslims across Nigeria, and in fact across the globe, are maybe for the first time in a very long time unanimous on that day. That's tomorrow is Eid al-Fitr. Well, I like to say Eid al-Fitr, happy Eid al-Fitr in advance to all Muslims across the globe. My name is Banji Busari. Today is the Eve. Today is public holiday in Nigeria, and we're taking full advantage of it. Yes, we have a very, very, very balanced, full package today on Summit today.
All right, so let me always also say happy holidays to everyone, especially to our Muslim friends out there and all families. Today on the program, okay, before I talk about what we are doing on the program today, we also still have a holiday. Probably
tomorrow.
No, on the 29th of May, celebrating democracy.
No.
The handover.
But the real democracy day is now June 12th.
Yes. All right. So, but today we are looking at our governor in Lagos scorecard, Governor Sanwo-Olu. We're looking at his scorecard. We're discussing it this morning, and we have no other apt person to do that than the Honorable Commissioner for Information and Strategy, Lagos State, Honorable or Mr. Gbenga Omotosho. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much.
Good to have you.
It's also a honorable.
Honorable.
It's our pleasure, Honorable Commissioner, Information and Strategy. It's our pleasure to have you.
And people were talking about the governor not fixing roads, and then by the time the rain subsided a little bit, he started fixing roads, and people started praising him, and the result is all over the place for us to see now. But just after that, we were getting into other things. Coronavirus came, and nobody ever planned for that. Nobody knew it was going to happen. But as we say it in Lagos, you see every problem as an opportunity to be creative, an opportunity to improve. So we use coronavirus as a springboard for us to be able to do other things. And that is why, if you look at the scorecard of Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu as governor, you will not ever believe that coronavirus even happened there in Lagos. Even before the virus came, people were thinking, experts were saying that we were going to be picking bodies on the street. But we thank God because of Mr. Sanwo-Olu's assiduousness, because of his diligence, because of his concern for public health. That didn't happen. And we have been able to do a lot despite that in the area of infrastructure, in the area of human capital development, in the area of anything that you can think about in education, in transportation. You know, we have our themes agenda, the basis of everything that we are doing in development. So we've been following the themes agenda, and we have achieved a lot concerning that, talking in the areas of transportation and traffic management, which is the first pillar of the themes agenda. We've done a lot. We fixed so many roads, over 300 roads, inner roads have been fixed. We've commissioned the 3.4 kilometers Pen Cinema Bridge. We've commissioned the Tegumowo Bridge, and then the road, the link, the roads in Alimosho local government, about 31 network of roads in Apulegba area, Agbado Kyodo local SCDA, then the Oniru network of roads, and on like that. And so many are going on that we are working on in Ikorodu, the Teju, the Sekumade Road, Oba Sekumade Road, the Igbobo Road, and then so many other ones that we are doing.
All right, let's look at the issue of security, because that's like the burning issue in all the states of the Federation right now. And I know that Lagos, we are kind of, the percentage of experiencing issues of banditry, farmer herders clash, kidnapping and all that is very minimal compared to what other states are experiencing. But then, Governor Sanwo-Olu was part of the delegates at the Southern Governors Forum meeting yesterday, and they made some resolutions. Could you update us further on some of these resolutions so that people can know?
Yeah, you know, before that meeting of Southern Governors in Asaba, we on Monday had our own security stakeholders meeting here in Lagos, and it was a very well attended meeting by security experts, by giants in the military, by ordinary Lagosians, representatives of students and young people, religious leaders, community leaders, local government chairmen, and they came to a conclusion that all of the things happening in some other parts of the country, that we do not want them to happen here in Lagos, and as Lagosians we have to come together, unite and join hands with the government to ensure the security of lives and property in Lagos. And that the governor replied, after looking at the resolution, that all of the things they said there, that they are positive things, and that he is going to do them. He's going to make pronouncements on them, especially the taking control of abandoned and uncompleted buildings that people of doubtful character are using as hideouts, making a definite pronouncement and taking definite action on motorcycles as commercial vehicles, in other words, Okada, that we are going to be doing something about them, and that we are going to be addressing the people who are saying that we should provide alternatives to Okada by providing what we call last mile and first mile buses, and that we are going to be launching those buses next week. So in Lagos, we are aware and then not oblivious of what is going on around us, and we are prepared to ensure that Lagosians are secure and that Lagos is secure, because you know, security of Lagos is the security of Nigeria, because Lagos is the home of business, it's the home of commerce, it's the engine room of everything, technology and all of that that goes on in Nigeria. So talking about the resolution of Asaba, because our governor was there, and he saw all of the things that were said there, and then he signed the communique. So I think it's an impressive.
So you are committed to that communique?
Oh, sure.
And how far would you go to actually implement? Because majorly, the governors are resolute on banning open grazing. To what extent do you intend to to execute
You
that
will
resolution.
agree with me that talking about open grazing, we do not in Lagos have the problem of people bringing their cattle to graze and the cattle destroying their farms. Our own security problems are not like that. We talk about people using Okada to commit crime, people using uncompleted buildings to launch attacks on innocent people, and we are dealing with all of that in Lagos, especially with technology. Mr. Baide Sanwo-Olu recently introduced body cameras for security people, law enforcement people in Lagos, our LASMA, our VIOs, all of the people are expected to be law enforcement officers in Lagos, so that what they are doing can be monitored, so that attacks on them can be reduced. So we are already doing a lot in the area of security. So what was said in Asaba,
Let me ask.
the reinforcement.
Okay. There's a wide perception out there. Now, your administration of Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu actually relaxed measures on the Okada transportation in the state. The restriction to some routes have actually been relaxed, and that's why maybe this abuse, so to speak, is actually coming up. I mean, the Okadas there's no restriction anymore. They are everywhere in the state.
As of the time we restricted Okada on about 417 routes in Lagos. It was a decision that was taken considering how to balance lives and then livelihoods, because we felt that, well, maybe Okada people can still be operating in some other areas of Lagos, and as of that time people were saying we had no alternative. So it's all because of this that in my own personal view, enforcement slacked. But now everybody has seen the danger that Okada constitutes. Everybody has seen the danger in allowing a laissez-faire attitude concerning Okada, that they can be everywhere, anytime, anyhow. And people now feel that enough is enough. And now that they see it coming from the people, the government has no other option but to enforce what was decided at that security stakeholders meeting, that Okada not even should be restricted anymore, that it should be banned, because everybody has seen that it's a time bomb that is waiting to explode. It's a clear danger that is ahead of us.
All right, so one of the major decision the government has come up with to counter that is the provision for you said first mile and last mile buses. All right, please, could you further expatiate on that?
These are buses that are expected. They are smaller than the buses, BRT buses that you see in town. Okay. But these are buses that are expected to be able to cover the routes being covered by Okada motorcycles down. There are buses that can take 7 people, 10 people, 11 people, and there are buses that can really go into the inner streets because of the way they are made. They are strong and they are more comfortable, far comfortable than Okada. So the idea is that Lagosians should not continue to lose their limbs. They should not continue to break their heads. I mean, they should not continue to be rocked by people using commercial motorcycles. And that everybody, the kind of thing we are talking about, the greater Lagos journey that we have embarked on with Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu, that kind of journey does not require Okada.
Okay. Let's look at your team's agenda. While addressing some of the earlier questions, you said the COVID-19 provided an opportunity for you to do other things. But let's look at the area of health infrastructure. What specifically were your achievements in terms of infrastructure to counter health emergencies and other challenges in the health sector?
First, let us start by saying that COVID-19 provided us an opportunity to be able to improve on our human capacity development. Many of our doctors were trained, and that's why people were rushing from other states to come to Lagos when COVID-19 broke out. We had a very clear, very robust training program for our doctors and all of the people in the medical family. And apart from that, you could see the kind of equipment that were brought in at that time. We changed so many things in terms of infrastructure. In our hospitals, we were able to refit so many things, to put in new equipment, new beds, and so many other things that people will expect of a very good hospitals. We put them in our hospitals. And as I speak with you now, innovation is going on in some of our major hospitals. The General Hospital on Harvey Road, the one on the island, and then the one in Bagada. There are so many things. We have just a couple of days ago, we have just opened an oxygen plant in Bagada. The other day we opened one in Yaba, and the other one that is coming up in Lasut is there. So it was an opportunity for us to change so many equipment in our hospitals. New things were brought, and at the same time we didn't stop about improving infrastructure. We opened a mother and child hospital in Badagry, and a few days, I think about a week or after about 2 weeks from now, we are going to open another one in Ekpe, a very big mother and child hospital. So it's been an opportunity for us to retool our medical equipment to show that in terms of infrastructure, we are not confined by COVID-19. If anything, we have used it as a springboard to be able to do so many things in terms of infrastructure.
All right, still talking about infrastructure, I know that the people living within Abule Egba to toll gates, let me just leave it at toll gates, the hell they face on that road is dilapidated, is an eyesore, it grieves one's spirit anytime you have to go on that road. What exactly is the government doing about
what we have been able to do about that road is that...
No, it's the federal road.
The federal road,
but
we don't say it. Our own is that
living
it's the comfort of Lagosians. So what we have been able to do about it, as we are pressing the federal government to do the road, and they have awarded the contract and they have promised us that there's going to be done. I think payment of the contractor remains a problem. But what we do is that from time to time, we do palliatives on the road. Palliatives cannot resolve the problem of such a big road that is very busy as the Ikorodu road, if you like. So what we are trying to do is to impress it on the federal government. They need to come and fix that road. But whenever it goes very, very bad, we move in from time to time to come and smoothen it up. But you know, that won't last, especially when it rains. So the permanent solution is for the road to be resurfaced. And I think the federal government has promised to do that. And they are, I think the minister was even there some time ago, and they are trying to do it. I think the money is a problem. The contractors are waiting cash to be able to move to the side.
Let's look at road infrastructure. I've seen a kind of maybe account of stewardship put together by your ministry, maybe to actually give account of roads constructed or rehabilitated in each local government. I see that the percentage of new roads there are very, very minimal. Is it that you have too many roads to be fixed, I mean, in terms of rehabilitation, before you start thinking of your own new roads?
There are about over 10,000 roads in Lagos, and many of them are bad, especially the inner roads. We do not look at inner roads as just the responsibility of local governments alone. What we do is that whenever we see an inner road that is crucial to me and that is going bad, we move in there and fix it. But talking about new roads, I mean, we have done a lot and we are doing a lot and we are still going to do a lot. As I speak with you now, we are working on the regional road from Aja, and then the Lekki-Epe Expressway, which is a road that was built about 40 years ago. We are turning it into a 6-lane road, 3 on either side, and so many other
Within the first term?
We are
within
doing
this?
it now. We have started it.
What's the projection in terms of completion?
Now, I think it's around the last quarter of next year.
Okay.
That we are looking at that that road is going to be completed, and then the regional road that I spoke of too is on, and then the so many other roads that we have completed in Badagry, for example, and then the ones we are doing in Ikorodu. All of them are there. Obasi Kumade Road, Agri Kishawa Road, the Igbogo Road. All of them are there that we are working on, that hopefully we are going to be completing them by next year.
All right, let's also look at the issue of water transportation. I know that recently some jetties, additional jetties, were launched by the governor. And but how well is that sector actually doing? Are people really cashing it on it? Is it something government have been able to sell to the people to really accept as a mode of transportation?
In addition to that, Jumoke, please, what about safety? Because
Yeah.
the issue of safety is also of great concern. There have been issues of maybe accidents and all that, even on the highway. So what's government doing about safety of those who patronize or those who choose that option?
First, the idea is to take people away from a road so that the pressure can be less and people can use the waterways that are faster, that are safer. You hardly hear of accidents on the waterways because it is compulsory for people who are boarding our boats and our ferries to be able to, they must wear safety jackets. And there are people who are always washing out, and then the guys who are the captains of those ferries, they are experts. And there are people who have been trained to know their job, and people get instructions before they get on board that they must put on those safety jackets. And I think around August last year, the Lagos State Ferry Service carried about 100,000 passengers. They marked it when they hit 100,000 passengers. And ever since, people have been coming. People want to just see what is happening around Lagos through water. They've been coming there. People want to go from Badagry to the island. They've been coming. And so many other people, because so many routes have been opened now. And then apart from that, you could see that so good is water transportation in Lagos that the members of the Super Eagles, they elected to travel to Benin Republic the other day when they wanted to play their match. They went by water and then by ferry, and they were very happy about it because they showed them the beauty of Lagos, showed them the beauty of their country. Most of them came in from overseas, and they saw that traveling by water, you could see the countryside and see how beautiful Lagos is indeed. So people are taking advantage of it because we are building so many new jetties in on Lagos Island, in Badagry, and so many of them that we are building new jetties so that people can be encouraged to go by water.
All right, let's move into the area of education. So much actually discussed, Jumoke. Time may not permit us. But let's look at, I know government is actually concerned. It's one of the team's agenda. But let's start from LASU, the institution of higher learning owned by the state. How well is the administration on top of the crisis of leadership, emergence of a new VC in that university, amongst other challenges of that university?
What you should say about LASU, for example, is I expected that you should first talk about all the feats that LASU has been able to achieve. I mean, look at the scorecard of LASU when you consider universities all over the world, rated, I think, between 1 and 600 in the world. And then I think number 2 in Nigeria also, when you look at public universities. And then look at all of the things going on there in terms of infrastructure, government trying to, through the private sector, combining to build hostels in LASU, and then the recent collaboration between LASU and Cornell University. Those are things that make an academic, make for good academic environment. And talking about what to call a crisis. It's not something that is new around us here. And the way that it has been managed is what we should just look at. In some other places, we have been seeing protests, we have been seeing so much noise there. The governor called for transparency. And then a committee that was set up to look at the thing, advertised, and then set out criteria for the choice of a VC. But I think those who manage the system, they didn't follow the criteria, they didn't follow the procedure, they didn't follow due process. And the governors, in order to stave off trouble, now said, no, we are putting aside that. And he invited the giants in academia, intellectuals, to come and look at the whole thing and then do it dispassionately and present a report. And I think day before yesterday, the committee submitted this report. And the governor has promised that the report is going to be examined and then it's going to be recommendations to be implemented. So I do not see that as a crisis.
Have you seen the reaction of the Omeku Pataki Association, who are insisting on an indigene for the position of a VC? That is that's the name.
I don't think I know of any association like that. Okay. I am very bad.
It doesn't get your table.
Whether it's they are activists or they are
that's indigenous of
I do not indigenous of Lagos. I do not feel that when you talk about the choice of a PC, it's an academic environment. It has to do with intellectualism, not about ethnicism.
Where the person comes from.
Where the person comes from. I don't know. You find foreigners who are coming to Nigeria to set up institutions, academic institutions, and then such institutions are doing well. Nobody is talking about where they come from. The school that I went to was set up, I was trained by a foreigner, a Briton. So I do not see why people should be talking about. But then, who is it that has applied, among those people who have applied, who is not a Lagosian? I do not know. I don't have the facts and figures yet. But if they feel that that is the most important criterion for the choice of a VC, well, good luck to them.
So many issues.
Finally, looking at May 29, does Lagos State have set down activities that people can be part of?
I think before May 29, Mr. Governor, Mr. Bayede Sanwo-Olu is going to be doing what we call a State of the State address to tell Lagosians where we started from and where we are now. So that State of the State address will be televised all over the place. People will see it, and then people will come around. It's going to be a media event. Media people will be there. Party people will be there. Our great party, the All Progressive Congress, elders will be there. Members of the Governor's Advisory Committee, Council, they will be there. Students will be there. Representatives of various segments of the society, they will be there to listen to him. And then it will be on radio, on television. We'll talk about his achievements. Most importantly, if we talk about where he's taking Lagos to, the future of Lagos, all of the infrastructure plans that we have, all of the dreams that we have for Lagos, and now we are going to be able to get there. We talk about what we are going to do in transportation, what we will do in the health sector, what we do in education, and everything.
Now, where did you meet? How much reduction have you actually made in terms of unemployment? Where did you meet it, and where is it now?
Unemployment, you can't begin to count in terms of figures.
Percentage.
Because Lagos people come into Lagos every day. But what we have been able to do is that despite coronavirus, the governor has been able to set aside 1.something billion for the entertainment and hospitality industry. People are there who are taking advantage of the fund. People whose businesses were affected. Then even after that unfortunate incident of NSAS, the government pull down money so that people can come and take advantage of some money in terms of grants for nothing. Then all our poverty alleviation programs are there. We have over 21 skills acquisition centers in Lagos, and people are being trained to acquire skills, hairdressing, tailoring, barbing, and all of that. And they are not just sent out after graduation, they are given equipment for them to be able to set up. And recently we launched a program called an internship program, which over 60,000 people applied for. Graduates who don't have jobs, they are brought into the system, and about 4,000 of them are on the program now. They are giving as much as 40,000 every month and attached to companies. They will go and be working to be able to, the idea is that once they are attached to those companies, they'll be able to learn the workings of such environments, such professions, so that they can be employable. And over 160 of such companies have said they will take on these guys when they finish their internship. So we are doing a lot about unemployment to be able to resolve the problem. But people come into Lagos because they see Lagos as a land of opportunities. And it's very, very, I must confess to you, very difficult to cope.
Very difficult to go. That's why we elected you, because we know you can deliver. So we wish you the very best. Honorable Commissioner, Information and Strategy, Lagos State, Mr. Gbenga Omotosho. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Thank you, madam.
All right, so now we'll be moving to the next segment of our discussion, which we titled COVID-19 Appraising the New Developments. Please stay with us. We'll be right back.
Are you